Yeah.
Morning, all. All protocols there. Corner burials, Vice burial, Chairman of the political parties, opposition political parties. This process started, say, a month ago, when an idea was crystallized in the heart of the standard bearer of the ALL, African Liberation League, standard bearer, who saw the need for opposition political parties to have a common front, especially as regards election protection, election vote protection. And so we met first at the Colonial Hotel in Monrovia, and we all strategized as a way forward how to do the protection of opposition vote. We had first, second meeting, and the second meeting produced a community MOU, wherein political parties, standard bearers, chairman will have read it and digest it and see what are the form within the context of how to see the protection of votes. And so that is how it is. However, Liberian National Union, who was represented at the talks, was involved in the carving of the document, which we have today, and was edited by the Liberian People's Party and others, and they appreciate it. So we are here today, and Liberian National Union, whose standard bearer is Dr. Clarence Kimoneba. I'm again representing him here in this meeting. But I want a bit of clarity. When this document was being carved and the meetings were being held, Dr. Clarence Kimoneba was in the field campaigning. So he's got this document. It's ready for him now as I speak. Dr. Clarence Kimoneba is really going through the document now. So he is not here today, and I believe he will sign on the bit. I will say that and we keep the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Okay, we have invocation by a volunteer. Invocation. Okay, ready to talk. Chairman.
I'll be glad to pray. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the joy of being alive to see Liberia move in the right direction, that these noble men and women. And we ask, Lord, that you bless our meeting, bless our discussions. At the end, Lord, the Liberian people will be happy to know that the leaders have come together to unseat this government for the better reasons. So Lord, bless our time together. Unite our hearts with your grace and mercy. In Jesus' name, amen.
We have hear welcome remarks, a special statement by the Reverend Cyril S. Nanti, Standard Bearers of African Liberation League.
This meeting is our meeting. So we're all welcoming ourselves because it's a collective. There is no way we would be at this table today if we all didn't have an agreement on how we move forward in terms of the opposition working to protect the votes of the Liberian people. I think that's the more important language to use. It's the people's vote, the people's confidence in the democratic process, which they want to have strong faith in, and we, in trying to ensure that the people of Liberia have confidence in the system, should be doing everything we can to strengthen the democratic process. And so coming together in relation to protecting and safeguarding the votes of the Liberian people is a very positive step in the right direction by the opposition. I just want to say a big thank you to all of the parties, all the party leaders around the table, and for those who are, I know are on their way, I see some coming in. I see some coming in as well. This is a very big step in the right direction. Liberia needs to be united, and we have to plant the seeds of unity in all aspects and in all domains of the country. And so I want to just thank all the standard bearers, the chairs, and the SGs, and all of the officials of the different parties who have come forward to sign. As of last night, we're aware of 16 parties that have interest. Signing today, those who agreed to sign today are 11, and the other 5 are just going through their own processes, the internal processes. So we are excited about this. It's an opportunity for us to work together and show the Liberian people that we can come together. People believe that we can't, but we can, and we should. And the more united we are, the stronger we are. So thank you all very much, and thank you for the cooperation. We had, as we started calling it, I was saying the cooperation of the willing. It's the cooperation of the willing. And the door is open for the willing. All those who want to come on, it's not late at all. Please reach out to any one of us and be a part. The agreement was that there will be a secretariat. The secretariat is formed by a member of each party. So there was a 12-member secretariat that was set up and prepared the document we're signing today. And I hope that those who have come since the formation of the secretariat will send members to the secretariat, because there's a lot of technical work to be done now in terms of actualizing this, concretizing it, and putting it into concrete results for the objective that we all are here for. So thank you very much.
This platform. Okay, on my list here, we have remarks by stakeholders. On the first number there is African Liberation League. I don't know whether it's already spoken. Okay, and the second one will be collaborative political parties.
Thank you. Let me first of all acknowledge Reverend Cyril Yanti and the African Liberation League for initiating this effort. This is an area where we should be collaborating and not competing. Speaking on behalf of the CPP, we want to do everything we can to ensure that the results when announced reflect the will of the Liberian people. And as long as we are confident that that is the case, we'll accept the will of our people. I also want to publicly remind President Weah that it is ultimately his responsibility to ensure the elections are free, fair, transparent, and peaceful. He has the constitutional obligation to do that. He has all of the state apparatus. He has control of the National Elections Commission and the appointment of all the commissioners. And it is ultimately his responsibility to the Liberian people that these elections are being free, fair, transparent, and peaceful. We in the opposition have to verify, if you will. Old saying, trust but verify. And so, again, this is an area where we should collaborate, we should not compete, and we should all just want the results to reflect the will of our people. So again, Reverend Pastor Yaki, thank you for initiating this. My hope is that, our hope is that this goes beyond just words and signing a paper. That we actualize this, that this secretariat is appropriately supported, is appropriately funded as required, so that it actually works. And we don't come, sign, feel good, walk away, and nothing happens. And so I encourage all of us to play our role, to play our part, to agree how this is going to function, and us to make sure it functions, and not just sign a document and walk away. So thank you, and the CPP will play an active role in this process. Thank you very much.
This is the Democratic of the Democratic People's Party. DPP. All right, but then we have the Secretary of the Democratic People's Party.
I want to thank of the Liberian, of the African Liberation League, and those who helped to craft this document. I think the issue of the integrity of the election results is not a debatable issue. It is an issue that should unite everyone participating in the political process, not just the opposition parties, but also the ruling party. Because if the election result is not credible, then our peace will not be sustained, people will not be happy, investors will not come here. People want a credible electoral process. We want the outcome of the elections to truly reflect the intention of the voters. And that issue should not be a debatable issue. So the Liberian People's Party sees this action is consistent with its motto of honesty and unity for peace and progress. Every step that we're taking in the political process has been to unite people, and unite people around national interests. And one key national interest is to hold a credible election, because we know the history of our country on the issue of election of 1927. We have, in the Guinness Book of Records, the most rigged election in world history was held in Liberia. And we still are grappling with election results. I have an election in which there were 15,000 registered voters. The ruling party got 243,000 votes out of 15,000, and announced that the other candidate had 9,000 votes. So we made a magic in Liberia of producing a result of 252,000 votes out of 15,000. We can't let this happen. So I thank all of the parties around this table. All that we are fighting for is the interest of Liberia. And holding a credible election, at least for once in our lifetime. Let the Guinness Book of Records change that result to say the most credible election ever held in world history was in 2023. Then at least that will balance the terrible history that we have in the Guinness Book of Records. So I urge everyone, as we compete, not to compete for this one, that there can be no disagreement over protection of the ballots cast on October 10, 2023. So thank you. We will sign this document. because it's in the greatest interest of Liberia, and it has the potential of changing the bad history that is in the country. Thank you very much.
Okay, we have Liberia.
That was the issue.
Next is the Liberia Restoration Party.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. And thank you to the African Liberation League, Rev. Sarah Basilianti, for this initiative. My God, yeah. Okay. For this initiative, thank you. And you know, cooperation at this particular time in our history is very important. And so something like this is important to make sure that you're on the right side of history and participating in something that has to do with protecting and safeguarding the votes. It's sacrosanct in democracy. You're on the right side of history when you do that. The issue is execution. And we don't have that much time to do a lot of work. You've got some stuff on your hands. Or we have some stuff on our hands, I should say. Correction. You know, but this I will say. I do believe that as much as these elections are consequential, I do believe that we're making history here in terms of cooperating. And so I think that everybody recognizes the importance and that people will be diligent about working together. Thank you so much.
Movement of One Liberia. New Liberia Party. Reformers National Congress. Senator.
Listen. And the FCC right there for me.
Yeah, but
He said she come with us.
The Senator.
The Senator has come with us. So
A vision for Liberia transformation. Senator. Unity Party.
Well, thank you very much. Let me begin by expressing our profound thanks to Reverend Sarah Basilianti, the Standard Bearer of the African Liberation League. On behalf of the Unity Party, we want to salute you and your team for putting this very good idea together, making all the efforts to bring the opposition bloc together. My friend Shemability and I have talked about this many times. We have not been able to operationalize it. And I'm glad that through you, we can both come at this table with other friendly political institutions in our opposition bloc to make this happen. My Standard Bearer, His Excellency Joseph Boakai, is not here today. He's been invited by sub-regional political leaders and business leaders. And so he flew to Accra early this morning. Well, his heart is here. He knows that we are here representing the Unity Party, and he has committed himself to be a part of this very important process. Even though as Unity Party, we are a little bit disappointed that we're invited to this process very late, just a few days ago, but it's better late than never. So we share the sentiments of all of the opposition here around the table. Again, this is an historic movement for the opposition bloc in Liberia. Our people believe that the opposition should come together to seek President Weah and his people for making the country to be heading in the wrong direction. And I think these steps will be recorded in history. That's a very noble and patriotic step to bring us together. And as Unity Party, we commit ourselves to all of these the tenets that have been described in this document. We will commit ourselves to it. Not only that, I think it's an opportunity for all of us around this table to understand that we are not competing against, politically we are competing, but the person, the arrowhead that all of us should look at and see is President Weah and his people, not us, not bad-mouthing each other. So I believe that this document will make the Liberian people happy and will help us as opposition bloc to even reduce costs in each person getting a lot of money and people to man the polls. But we're going to be watching each other back to make sure that Liberian people are redeemed from the bad leadership of President George Weah. Thank you very much for having us here.
Okay, even though I spoke earlier, I still want to my little small remark, one clear remark. On behalf of Dr. Clarence Monima, who is currently perusing this document in the next couple of hours, we get ready to respond. But this opposition mechanism for protecting opposition votes, maybe it's the first of its kind. I don't see it as an outline in election protection monitoring policy. But I see it as a mechanism by which the opposition people can mine their own votes. So, for example, whenever a number will be counted that day, say 1,500 at this point, and the election, it should be complementary. So, we at the level of the Liberian National Union, we love it. And we want to cherish the idea brought forth around zero bet for Nancy. Those of you that actually have the knowledge and experience of the international system, you people always bring in fine ideas that we the local can incorporate. And this is where I say thank you very much. Because everything is possible when, especially the new age that we find ourselves in, this what we're about to do, our own war room to monitor the votes is possible. It just left with us how we do it in a civil manner so that we all will be happy when the result is announced on 12/10. So thank you very much. And God bless us all in that position. Okay, who next? Another senator here? Another chairman here? Secretary General? Okay, now I call on our pastor, our most respectable, the man who have been in business from 1974, from the Progressive Finance of Liberia, to the UPP, to the Moja, and all of the progressive. What's one I didn't see us? We used to see you people. So, and today you have the people who make it.
In all the UPP before. You say Moja 1974, and you say UPP, and you say.
Okay, Moja. Liberian People's Party. Advisor to this group, actually, welcome.
Thank you very much. We'd like to thank all the party standard bearers who are here, Chairman, and those who are yet to come and yet to sign the letter. You will recall that the CPP and LPP on June 19 initiated a process of collaboration on the issues. We did, out of that process came a letter to ECOWAS, which we're still awaiting response from. So I was quite delighted when Madam Besto said that she was continuing the process from where we have come to, operationalize it and deepen the process. And so we really appreciated that. We all joined hands with her and came out of this with the MOU and the Secretariat. And as Mr. Cummins said, we need to go beyond this because this is just a signing ceremony. We need to operationalize. And I point out to you that the first and key concretization of this process is in the process as outlined as one of the issues there, a joint training and deployment of poll watchers, party agents. We have about 43, 44 days more remaining for that day when we talk about safeguarding and protecting the vote. Is only by the vigilance we have in the poll watchers we deploy at all polling places within the country. So we need to, like yesterday, we should have been talking about a complete training plan in place, jointly doing that. And so the first action we should be taking here really is to set up a team of the parties to work out the modalities for this training process to be held within the month of September, by all means throughout the country. Knowing the difficulties we have with certain regions or so, I'm sure we can begin to work that and put together this plan for which and cost it, and then see how within the parties we can share the cost. And like somebody said, it should be reduced for us, for each of us. We'll do it jointly, and it will protect the vote at every polling place within the country. And so again, I'd like to say thank you very much, and let us begin to really focus on the question of the poll watchers and party agents as we move forward as the first concrete step we need to take. Thank you.
Okay, you're coming to my people here, now turning to the media. I don't know.
So we just sign.
After the signing?
The signing.
The signing, okay.
So initial the pages also just for the technical talking.
So it is now time for the signing, right?
Yes.
That will be exclusively standard barriers.
Thank you. If you all please allow me just one minute to say, to respond to something you said, which is very important. All opposition parties should be aware that the invitation for the maiden meeting went to all opposition parties. It is possible some didn't get transmitted, some got lost on the way. So any opposition party who's hearing us today, please know that you were all invited from the beginning, and we're looking forward to you coming and being a part of this very important exercise. So do this. We have two copies of the weekly.
Excuse me. Will definitely be started. You should have my number, but you didn't send me a copy. So give you a cost.
We have 2 copies in the side. This copy was going out. No, it's going to go back down. Yellow brown, second copy. That's
It was,
this and this copy, yeah. Yeah. That copy is coming this way. This one's going down.
that one you started. You started on Friday. No, you started. No, it is started. No, it is started. No. It's not that one. That's the one you started. So go to the other folder who started that one. Okay. You can't discuss anything you want to for that. That copy is still around.
Who is this? Call your name. Where your name?
Okay, so both documents, both copies have been signed. We commit to ensuring that all signatories have a copy of the signed document, and we commit to the secretariat immediately. We need to work with those who don't have members in the secretariat. Please get members in the secretariat. Give us a concrete cost-step operational plan. What does this mean? What is being done by what time? This requires dedication. It shouldn't be left with only 2 or 3 persons. It requires dedication in all of our interests. We initiated and been sharing up until today, and are open to whatever ideas we may have. Somebody wants to take leadership, somebody wants to host a meeting, let it be a collective. So we're open to whatever suggestions you might have. It's not a discussion for the press, but let's just say, let's be open to that. Let any party step up to like next meeting, like planning, operational planning, whatever it is. Let's see that our process, let's own it together, and Aluta continue, Victoria assert that. And we're here that political leaders just arrived. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she can
Political leader of the all Liberia has just arrived. And I'm welcome to this Sunday ceremony. The protocol goes like this. You make a little remark. What is thing and then you sign. And I'll call on.
Good afternoon, everyone. I send my apologies for being late. My Secretary General called me and told me it was important for moving for all Liberia to be part of this activity, this event, to protecting our vote. And let me first extend thanks to Mrs. Bessel Lenti for organizing this activity, but I see some of my other colleagues, Chairman Luther is here, our spokesperson, Moali is here, as well as some other colleagues from the opposition bloc, and to the other leaders, to see all of you. It's very important that we fight to protect our vote. We know what's at stake, and we know that there will be a struggle by this incumbent government to hold on to power, and it's our responsibility to make sure they don't steal this election from us. All indications have shown that, yes, there is intention to purposefully steal this election from the opposition bloc, and we take it very seriously. I particularly also take it very seriously. And so I want to thank you once again, Madam, for organizing this. And thank you for coming to diverse body politics. It's nice to have another woman here trying to fight the good fight. So with that said, under the leadership of Joseph Ima Boakai and the entire rescue mission, we are fighting to make sure our votes are protected, because we know we have the highest stake in this activity called election. And so we're working very hard in the rescue mission to make sure that this government does not steal the election. And we'll do everything within our power, and we'll join forces with whoever we can join forces with to make sure that our democracy is protected from the hands of the thieves of democracy. So thank you. With this said, I will yield here and turn the microphone back to you. And you need me to affix my signature to this document? Yes. I suppose my chairman and my partners of the rescue mission have read through. Okay? Very good. Okay? Here's the black one. And if I may add, I hope this is not like the Farmington Declaration where it is signed and things on hold. Is there any criteria to uphold this agreement once it is signed? Because as you see, as soon as we sign these documents, we call the press, we have a nice ceremony, and then nothing really works out in the end. The Farmington Declaration was broken right on the red carpet at the Farmington Declaration, and it continues to be broken and no one is doing anything about it. Are there measures put in place that we're going to work together to make sure our votes are protected?
So there is a secretariat that was set up on August 7th. You are part of the secretariat, your party is, and the party has been a part of even forming this document. The secretariat is expected immediately to now develop a four-step operational plan, timelines, in terms of what needs to happen next. Some parties already have taken some steps that we can build on. Everything is mentioned to us in terms of the training plan and so forth. So the secretariat needs to convene ASAP to work on to develop the plan. And like Honorable Cummings said, we all need to invest in the plan. We all need to own the plan. So it's something that it will work if we all do it. It won't work if we all do it. So hopefully everyone will send their one representative to the secretariat to make sure this happens.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all very much.